Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. I am your host, Brad Hughes, and today I am joined again by the full council. The Batu boys are back. We're all three here ready to rock and roll. I'm joined first, of course, by my co-host, Evan Boucher. Evan, what's going on, brother?
Hello there, my friend.
How are you?
Great.
I'm excited to do this. This is going to be
like speculating when Cal's saber is going to finally drop because it wasn't the 2-year anniversary.
So yeah,
October 1st.
October 1st
I'm sticking with that date.
Because I got Remy to pull people to Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Animal Kingdom has kite tails. No one really cares. But then
No, but you got the regular 50th at Magic Kingdom.
right, but we're pulling people away from Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And then Studios has nothing. So
And Animal Kingdom has nothing.
Well, no,
so.
Animal Kingdom has kite tails.
Oh, that's right. I
guess,
don't know. I thought you were saying Epcot. I don't know.
No.
Epcot has Harmonious
Remy.
and Remy.
And, yeah, Harmonious.
So they
I forgot about
have a
Harmonious.
double
I did
dip.
forget about
Yeah.
that.
They have a double dip on October 1st. So
Yeah.
something's got to happen.
Hopefully
for the
Studios
50th.
gets Cal.
Hopefully. Speaking of our resident Cal enthusiast, Tom Oakley, what's going on, brother?
By the right of the council, by the will of the Force, I must have Cal's lightsaber on October 1st.
How many of your lightsabers
That's
that
great.
you currently have would you trade for Cal's?
Oh,
Like for the prototype. Like they go, here, this is the actual prototype. If you can trade me this amount of lightsabers, how many would you give up?
what would I give up?
Yeah. How many do you have?
I've got, let's see, from top to bottom, Darksaber, Luke's green, the reforged Skywalker saber. I have Ahsoka's color changing. I have Leia's, and I have Ben's. I have Count Dooku's. I have Kylo Ren's. I have Darth Vader's. I have Darth Maul's. And yeah.
Both of them, right?
Nice.
Yeah, both
Yep,
sides.
I have both Maul's, yes.
Now, what would you trade?
What would I trade for those?
For the prototype, not like
literal only
not
one
like to
made.
just have, not to just have like a copy of the one you can get in like 2 months.
I would
Or whatever it is.
I would
Last
trade
year.
both Ahsoka's and Maul's for them. Yeah, for it.
So you trade 4 total hilts.
I would, yeah.
I'm not even as big a Cal fan as you, and I would trade like half my collection
Yeah.
for the actual prototype. 'Cause
I don't-
it's
that's
the
a
first
tough one,
they ever
man.
made.
It's a toughie, but I would do
Yeah.
it.
For the prototype, like that
Yeah.
would be one. That's one of one. I mean, that's
Yeah.
dope.
That would be
Yeah.
it, yeah.
That's why I would trade
And
it.
if
'cause I
for
don't
whatever
even
reason-
like that saber that much, but
Down the line,
Whew.
I ever needed to part with that, I could.
right? If I
Buy a
if
house.
I'm hurting,
Yeah, right?
If
For
I'm
real.
hurting from
Golden
money, I'll
Oaks, here I
sell
come.
this. Yeah.
I mean, I could buy a house with my fucking sabers I have now, the ones
Yeah,
that have been
right.
discontinued.
A nice down payment.
yeah.
All right, so tonight's episode, this is the first one we're doing of this, where we split the news and the top 10 list into 2 different shows, just because it makes it more palatable for everybody and it makes us have more content. So tonight's top 10 list is something that I think everyone can get behind. It is except Evan, because he hates Luke, which I don't.
You say except for me because
Yeah,
yes,
except for you, because you don't like Luke. I don't
Nah, I don't care about
I don't
Luke.
understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
Nope.
we are talking about top 10 Luke Skywalker moments. Now, when we brought this episode up, I think you brought this one up.
I did.
It was your idea. I think there's going to be a lot of crossover on this
I
one.
think
There's
my
going to
number
be.
one is going to be your number one.
You think so?
Mine will be Brad's. I think we'll cross over for sure. But
I had a few honorable mentions on this one. Did anybody else have any honorable
I had
mentions?
one
No.
honorable mention.
I have 2.
Okay.
I might have 3,
I
actually.
had trouble coming up with 10 because I was like, does he even
What
do
the
10
fuck?
things? Does he do 10 things? I don't
All
even
right,
know.
Evan Hates Luke is the title of this episode.
This is before Kylo even existed. In the original trilogy, Vader was my number one, and after him, I was like,
Yeah, but they're
I
like
guess Han
combined.
Solo,
They're
I
like,
guess?
their
Like,
best moments, Vader's best moments are Luke's best moments.
in the original trilogy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
no shit. It's the only time you see Vader and Luke together.
Well, yeah. But I thought you were saying, yeah. Mostly.
Yeah, I mean, like, except for, 5 minutes on Mustafar when he's already Darth. That's my favorite TVC figure, by the way, is the Anakin that's actually, they call Darth
Oh,
Vader.
yeah.
Yeah.
That variant.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you
I
have
love
it or
that.
no?
No, I want it. I
You
want
mean
it so
Youngling
bad.
Slayer 5000?
Yeah.
Anakin?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
All right, so who wants to go first on this one? This one's going to be, at least for 2 of the 3 of us, a pretty emotional one. I mean, like, Luke
Yeah.
is...
It
for-
should go one of you guys go first. 'Cause you
For
guys
me,
care.
it's like Luke is my dude. I was never a Han Solo guy. I've always been more of a Luke guy. I just love, for me, like Star Wars. Like I think that's why I didn't like Rogue One as much, because it was just like no Jedi. I mean, there was like people. I believe the Jedi. Like I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck what you believe. There was there was no Force showing. There was nothing like that for me. And like for me, that's what Star Wars is. Because if you just took that story of Rogue One, plucked it out of Star Wars, you could tell that story of any major battle in history,
That's true.
and it would still apply. So for me, Star Wars is the Jedi, and for me as a kid, Luke was the Jedi until Anakin popped up and Obi-Wan, and you saw them in the prequels. But I've always been more of a Luke guy, which is why I think I loved him in Last Jedi so much, because you got something you didn't really think you would get with Luke. So I think it's going to be a pretty interesting list, and like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of
There'll be
crossover. I mean, there has to be, because there's only
Yeah.
so many Luke moments that are like noteworthy, where you're like, holy shit, that was amazing.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's why what makes it interesting is like the top 3. Because like you said, there's probably only 20 Luke moments total. So there's going to be a lot of crossover.
Yeah, I have.
So the top 3 will be cool.
I have three
honorable mention.
mentions. So I guess I go first because we have the most
I would
honorable
think
mentions.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys knock those out.
All right. So my 3 honorable mentions are, my number 13 is Saving Vader. Doesn't break the top 10 for me because I think he's done some really cool shit. Number 12, destroying the first Death Star, which is definitely a Luke moment, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's
Oh,
something
yeah.
that he does,
Oh yeah.
but like it's not Jedi-y. And I
That's
tried to
true.
like
Yeah.
look at it as more of like Jedi
Right.
Luke, because you could not have it be Luke and it
He
could have
does
been
use
Wedge.
the Force, Luke. He does
Yeah,
use
I
the
mean
Force.
he does, but like anyone who's relatively Force sensitive could have done what he did.
True.
It could have been
Definitely true.
Wedge. It could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been anybody that was a pilot or just a really good pilot.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
he just wasn't that good of a pilot. Like Poe
Right.
could have done that without the
Easily.
Force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then my number 11, and I just thought this was a cool moment because I didn't think we would see it as a teenager. Being born in Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Yeah,
I thought that was
didn't
a-
think about that.
I thought it was a
Yeah,
really
neither
cool
did I.
moment of. Like it's a cool moment, but like it doesn't need to be in my list. So that's why I put it as an honorable mention.
Exactly.
Because it's like when you're watching it and she goes Leia or Luke, Leia, which I forget what she says first, but like that's like a moment where you're like, oh fuck, that's their mom. Like you kind of just go like this whole thing ties
Like
together.
you've heard about it. It's
Exactly.
been talked about for so long, but you're finally like, this is
You're
what
seeing
they're-
it
yeah,
for the
this
first
is what
time.
they're
You're like,
talking
man,
about.
okay, all right,
That's
let's go. So whichever you guys want to go first. I mean,
I have an honorable mention. Real quick.
okay, cool.
And this was Courtney's favorite moment, actually, and I asked her, but I needed to toss it in as an honorable mention. So it's when Luke tells Leia that they're related. Leia's realization
that's a good
on
one.
her face.
I didn't.
I don't
I
have
forgot
that one
about
either.
That one on Endor, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
on
the
Endor,
Force Moon
and
event.
like Leia's face after she's told, either she has a realization that she made out with her brother not too long ago, or
that's
she's
my number
just
one
like,
moment. Them kissing. Right
oh
there.
shit, oh shit, Vader's my father too.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like-
he's
Oh,
wait.
she knows
what?
that, right?
Yeah.
That's some Love After Lockup bullshit right
Yeah.
there, dude.
Yeah.
Our favorite show. You gotta get on the show, bro. It's fantastic. Love
So
After
right
Lockup.
there, when Luke gets the privilege and honor to tell Leia that, hey, we are related.
That's a good
That's a
moment. 'cause
great
that's like
moment.
a Leia moment too.
It
if
is.
you had a top 10 Leia moments, that could
That would
maybe
absolutely
crack
be.
You
the top
think
10.
Leia has more better moments than Luke does?
No.
No,
Okay,
no.
thank you. I was about to
But
say.
I was never that big on Leia either. So
Who were you big on in the original trilogy? Vader?
Basically Vader, and then it's like, I guess by default everybody else. Like I don't know.
See, I think Han has the best moments in the original trilogy. He goes through some shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where he goes from I don't give a fuck to being fully invested
Yeah.
to being frozen in carbonite and to being like, I guess I'm still invested. Like, even
Yeah.
though I got traumatized by that. Like, I think he's got the biggest arc of the original trilogy. But, all right. What's your number 10?
Number
Evan.
10. I love the Battle of Hoth. All things Battle of Hoth.
Not on my list. I really
mainly
wanted to put it on
it's just
there.
Luke versus the AT-AT.
Okay.
He scales up there, tosses the detonator in there, drops
Can we-
50 feet to the snow, and blows it up.
Pause real quick. When we have overlap, can we address that there's overlap in our list?
Yes.
Yeah,
Just so we. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't have that one on my list at all. And I'm
Mainly because
surprised
of
I
Not
Hoth.
on
I
mine.
just love Hoth, but I also love AT-AT. So like that scene is just like when I think of Empire Strikes Back, I always just Hoth is what I picture
didn't. So,
before.
Tom,
anything.
you haven't been here since the AT-AT AT-AT drama.
Yeah, well,
What do you call it?
I don't know.
I call it AT-AT.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Every time we go into the AT-AT room on Rise.
Exactly.
I've never been to the AT-AT room.
Yes, you have.
Where's it at?
You've fucking been there like 40 times.
Is it before or after the AT-AT room? Where I don't know where.
It's during.
Is this like a what if other universe?
this
No,
is
this
like
is
a
Earth
multi-
Prime, bitch.
It is actually. It's a what if. It's what if you weren't retarded and said it right.
I call it the ATATROOM. That's what I call it. I don't even say room. I say the
It's just
ATATROOM.
You fucking idiot. Oh, I love it. I love that somebody's on my side finally. And by the way, you got massacred when we asked that on Twitter back in the day. Everyone said AT. Everyone said AT. No one said AT.
Well, you guys don't know how to pronounce vehicle names.
Yeah, you don't know how to say the word AT. You don't know how to say that.
I guess.
Hey,
AT.
Yeah. Well, how would you say that though as a word? I'm gonna meet you. You wouldn't say I'm not gonna meet you. AT Epcot.
No, because it's not a word. It's a vehicle denomination. It's an acronym.
You're right, but you're also wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Tom, what's your number 10?
My number 10, and you would like this one, Evan. This one's got to be on your list. Luke fights the Knights of Ren in the Rise of Kylo Ren comic.
Actually, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this is this cracks my top 10.
I do like it, but yeah.
It's not on mine. I'm surprised.
I like it. Tom always
I
thinks outside the box.
I have
He
nothing from
always
comic
does.
books because I'm a fucking moron. I wasn't thinking comics.
I
was
don't
thinking
either.
just films.
This is
don't
my
either.
favorite Luke moment out of the comics that I've read. I haven't read too many, but it's my favorite. Just this pivotal moment, and I remember Ben. I think Ben. You keep me honest here. It's been a while since I've read it. Ben's like, you don't know who you're up against. He's like the greatest Jedi Master of all time. Like he's like young and super pro Luke.
Yeah, essentially.
And it's so like when you know what's going to eventually happen to Ben and the two of them. It's just like here's Luke defending and showing Ben who he really is.
Yeah, and kind of proving that to Ben and making it legit in like Ben's brain.
I'm so pissed I didn't think comics for this because there is remind me to give you this too when you leave.
Okay.
Dude, the whole Star Wars, like how they did like the mainline comic book and then it ended and they started up after after Empire Strikes Back. Mm-hmm. That it's like a fucking sequel to Empire Strikes Back.
Wow.
Like it deals with him dealing with Vader, cutting off his arm, revealing to himself that he's his father, and it's his whole trauma.
Is that when he goes and like there's this woman that
trying to
tries
find
to
his-
train him and stuff?
He's
That's somewhere else. I
don't remember that, but this is where more like he's trying to find his saber, and he has to go back to Bespin.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
That
in that same
first
somewhere.
3 episodes or issues of that comic book are fucking fantastic. By the way, look at your Jedi Fallen Order issue number 1 that I have for you to read, and just take a look at what's his face's lightsaber.
Is it not accurate? What's going on? I got to see this now.
I noticed this today when I was pulling it out of the comic box for you.
All right, Eno's.
Yeah.
Look at Eno's lightsaber.
Yeah, Eno Cordova's lightsaber.
Is that Anakin's?
Oh, let me see. What the?
No, he has it. He has it in his left hand, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Over here.
Oh, I was looking at the. Yeah, that's definitely Anakin's.
Right?
Ugh. I mean, the Emperor used it in Revenge of the Sith.
And
too,
it's
I guess,
not
so.
it's not the only time that it shows. I think it shows on the next one too. But
Is
I
it
saw that
in
today
the
for the first time,
comic
and I
too?
was like,
On
"What
one
the
of the-
fuck?"
is it-
I honestly don't remember.
Oh.
I grabbed it because I don't know he wanted to read it. I don't have the last issue.
I will
but-
read and report back.
What the fuck? I mean, on the cover,
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
telling.
It's just laziness, I guess. That's what I'm going to.
I don't know if it is. I mean, what if he got it?
Maybe.
'Cause it's
So
Fallen
Anakin
Order. I mean,
didn't
like,
build his then.
but what happens to it after Mustafar? It's a different saber after that.
That's true.
It is.
But then Luke ends up with it. So something happens from it, to give it back to Obi-Wan. And then Obi-Wan gives it to Luke. I guess it could
I
happen.
mean, maybe
Because, yeah.
Cal could find it and deliver it to Obi-Wan.
Oh.
That's what we need.
Oh shit!
We've
I think I
stumbled
just
upon
stumbled
story.
across the
Damn.
next story.
That would be amazing.
That's the next story. That right there is the plot of Fallen Order.
That
2.
would be so
Is you're hunting down
sick.
and you find it in this like thing, and it's like
Well,
this
Fallen
mixture
Order
of
2 takes place
after.
Where does it take place? Yeah, so it's before A New Hope.
It is
After
before
Yeah,
New Hope,
it's
so
before New
it would he
As
would
long-
absolutely
as long
get it
as
to
he ends-
Obi-Wan.
as long
What if
as
it
he
ties
ends up
into
with
the
it-
Obi-Wan
Woo!
Oh,
the Obi-Wan
shit.
show?
Lord,
What if it ties into the show?
Oh
great.
shit! Yeah, I think
That'd be
I found.
amazing.
I think I
You
found the
guys
plot to
stumbled
Fallen
on
Order
something
2.
amazing there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, the Eno Cordova's lightsaber is actually the
Yep.
Skywalker saber.
That'd be sick.
I have that saber over there, by the way.
Interesting.
Eno Cordova's lightsaber. I'm just gonna call. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
calling it that now.
That's what it is.
It's called,
If we find
that's
out
Rey's
it ended up with
lightsaber.
Eno,
You know
yeah.
it's Rey's. It's not Eno's.
It's
not
Rey's,
Anakin's,
you're
it's
right.
Rey's lightsaber.
Get the fuck out here with the
It's-
38 lightsabers.
Yeah.
Dumb cunt doesn't deserve it.
She's General Grievous. She's not really a Skywalker. She's a Grievous.
Hey! She's a Skywalker.
Nope, she's a Grievous.
She's a Grievous. That'd have been a
Plot twist.
Father, General Grievous.
It's like, what the fuck?
Ray starts coughing out of nowhere.
Is it COVID or am I a Grievous? All right, my number 10. Did I do mine yet? I didn't do mine yet, did I?
You're at 10.
Luke showing up at Jabba's palace. Just that whole scene.
That is overlap. Go ahead.
It is overlap?
for me,
Okay.
too.
Okay, overlap
Cool,
for
cool.
all of us. I'll
Just,
write
I
it
don't
on
even
mine.
think it's like the whole thing. For me, it was just like that first scene where he shows up and you're like, it's almost like, who the fuck is this? Like, you don't.
It's not Luke Skywalker.
You kind of don't know.
Yeah.
He's like got this edge to him that I think they kind of downplayed, and I think if George Lucas is being honest, I think that script was a lot darker than it ended up being.
Then teddy bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that there was some shit that they were going to... I mean, we know for a fact that he was going to have Luke turn to the dark side at the end.
Yeah.
I think that was the intention the entire way up until the very end. They're like, we can't end it like this.
Doesn't Luke force choke somebody on the way to Jabba's
One of the
palace?
Gamorrean guards.
Yeah. He force chokes the
Yeah.
fuck out. He's like...
He's
Yeah.
up against the wall, like
Yeah.
writhing, and yeah.
See, I could never tell as a kid if it was a force choke or if he was just like... Just like
Pushing
out of
him,
respect,
or-
like I couldn't.
No, I
I
knew it
want
was
to
a
go back
guy.
and watch it
Yeah.
as an adult because I don't remember. I've watched it a few times as an adult, obviously, but like I don't remember that specific
Well,
moment.
yeah, so I mean, it kind of looks like he could be pushing too, because he puts his hand up and he just goes this way. So both of the guards just
Yeah.
move. So I'm like, is he pushing him?
He's
What's
so
going on?
powerful. I mean, who the fuck knows
Yeah.
at this point? I mean, he's a very
and
powerful
then,
Jedi.
like, you also know, like, those people in those suits have limited motion. So I'm like,
Yeah.
they're just putting their hands up.
See, that's
Like,
what
how
you
much
don't
can
know.
they
It's
move
like,
in that suit? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of where I go. I like, I don't know. I don't know.
But I see.
That's
it
one of
as
the
Force
best
choke.
Black Series figures, by the way, is the Gamorrean Guard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking awesome. I've almost bought it twice. I've seen it at a GameStop twice, and I was like,
Damn.
$35.
I would get it. I would get it.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Evan, number 9.
Sticking with Empire and also Hoth, the whole Wampa scene when he pulls his saber, or Anakin's saber, whatever you want to call it, out of the snow, cuts his feet free, and then like chops that Wampa's arm off and sprints out of the cave. Like,
Overlap.
overlap.
Not
Yep.
for me.
For me,
All right,
overlap,
all right,
absolutely.
I won't. Okay, I'll just write. But
Just start
that's
the ones
just
that we
a
say
big
overlap
scene.
on.
That is a big scene because that like shows you how far he's kind of come. It's the first time he's done it. You can tell, but like
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, the Force can do that because every movie you get a new Force power.
Yep.
And
Every
that's the first
every
time
single
you're
movie that includes Jedi, you get a new Force power.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I didn't know you
Except
could pull
the
things to
prequels.
yourself. Like, well, you get speed run in Phantom Menace,
But they never go back to it.
which they never use again.
Never again.
And we get jumping.
And
50
also,
feet
by
in
the
air.
way, it could have saved
A bunch of
Qui-Gon.
people.
Qui-Gon, yeah. Sure
Yeah.
could have.
in that movie. He
Yep.
could have
Yeah.
force run to the end of that.
Yeah,
What a fucking disaster.
man. And then we get like 50 feet jumping too in Phantom Menace. I don't know Attack of the
See, to
Clones.
me,
Was
that-
there any new?
I've always
oh,
just
yeah,
kind of-
Yoda's power with the lightning. Attack of the Clones.
Where he absorbs it.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
shoots it
Yeah.
back, kinda. That's new.
Yeah, it's
Revenge of
new.
the Sith. What's new?
The Force shrug. Boom.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's
Force
a force
shrug?
push. When Yoda walks
When,
Oh,
in.
when
walks
Yoda
into
like
the-
shrugs those
And he
two
goes like-
guards,
and they
like,
go,
"Bitch."
yeah, I guess
The Senate
that,
guards?
That might
Yes.
be the only one where it's questionable because that's like a force push.
Right.
But
No, I know,
anyway,
yeah.
but yeah. But like this is
Force
this
shoulder.
is the first time we actually see like a force power because you're like, what is the force? Obi-Wan says, Luke, use the force.
It
Like,
helped
what does
him
that
use
mean?
it for the Death Star, but
Like,
what
what
does
is
that
use the force? But
mean?
now we're like, oh, you can pull things to you. All right.
Yeah.
You're finally getting like this is not a normal thing. So that's why
Yeah,
it's
it's
up there
not
for
just
me.
its own like. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one. Yeah, it's on mine too.
Nice.
Tom, what's your number 9?
Number 9. The first Force connection between Luke and Leia.
I'm so dumb. I didn't think about
I
those.
didn't think about that one either. Not
so
on my
dumb.
list.
He
Well,
always thinks outside the box. I love it.
I didn't think this one was thinking outside the box, but all right. But think about it.
Kind of ties into the one that I said that isn't on my list, but I wish it was. Now that I was thinking comics,
Oh, does it?
that's
Okay.
where that kind of starts.
Yeah.
And that's another new power we see in Empire.
Yeah,
We get
it
two
is.
powers in Empire.
We get a new power, and
Yeah.
their Force connection's huge because you find out Leia's Force sensitive. It confirms it.
yeah.
Makes her character even more important than she already is in the
Yeah.
series.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows you how deep of a character Luke can be, and he needs the help of his sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love that. I love that scene because he's just so desperate, and he needs her bad.
he's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, sitting on that weather vane, just dangling over
It's like,
Bespin.
help.
Leia, and she's like, Luke, and he's like, we ain't going back for Luke. I don't know why my Lando sounds that black, but whatever. He's like, I know where he is, and she's kind of like,
And then Chewie yells
Force
at him.
is so cool.
And he's like, all right,
all right.
Yeah.
All right. One of my favorite moments of Star Wars ever was watching The Empire Strikes Back at a drive-in.
That would be cool.
That was so fucking
that's cool.
awesome. And I just got in my Jeep. Oh,
Ooh, nice.
it was the shit. Just hanging out in the summer, watching it in the back of a Jeep. Oh, so fucking cool. All right. I guess my number 9 now. Is that
Yes.
where we're at?
Yep.
My number 9 is Twin Sunsets.
Nice. Now, which one?
The one on Tatooine.
Okay.
The one on Tatooine, because that
Nice.
one is just like, not only is that like just an important scene for cinema, but it's just like encapsulates the entire Star Wars saga in that moment.
It encapsulates Luke. Like, that is him.
It's all of Star Wars. It's this like optimism, even though things aren't going the way you
Yeah.
want them to.
Yeah.
It's this main character who's setting out on this big adventure. He doesn't even know what the fuck's ahead of him yet. Like, that music swells. It's the Force theme. I think they've eventually recalled it the Force theme, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It swells, and it starts off. That music just starts off so so small, and just gets bigger and bigger. And it's just if you can watch that, and I don't even like that movie that much, New Hope. But if you can watch that with a dry eye, man, like, you're not a Star
You
Wars
can.
fan.
Anytime you hear that music and don't cry or tear up a little bit, then
it hits
something's
you.
wrong.
It hits you, man. Like,
It
it
just takes, was that
hits.
3 notes? Like, and then you're just like, all right. Bum, bum, bum. The first 3 really catch you. And you're just like, hey, gut check.
It's a
And
theme.
then you're bawling.
Yeah.
It's a theme, dude. Like, anything that's a theme, like, that it's that powerful that you can go like, damn, that's that moment. Like, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's just powerful.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's
Power
it's-
of music.
Yeah, man. George Lucas says he's a secret sauce of Star Wars.
It is.
It's not really a
It
secret.
is.
I don't know
It
why he
is.
says secret. It's pretty
Well,
obvious.
No, secret sauce. Like,
It's not a secret sauce, though. It's
but
obvious. what-
secret sauce is not secret. It's mayonnaise, ketchup, relish.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
fuck,
You just-
I didn't know
you just
that.
blew my
No, I'm
mind.
kidding.
I thought it was water. That's what MJ gives the Looney Tunes. The secret stuff. It's just
Secret
water.
stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
Just
right.
water.
Did they give secret stuff in the new one?
I don't know.
I don't
that
care.
movie's
Fuck
terrible.
LeBron.
So who
Have
knows?
you watched it?
No.
I have not seen it. I never will.
I think I will, just because my kids like the first one.
Then why would you make them watch the second one?
Aren't you curious? I mean, Batman's in it.
That's true.
I know. Wonder
That's
Woman's
true.
in it too.
But it's not called Batman. It's called Space Jam.
But Batman's in space, bro.
I guess. Is he?
Don't you want to see Batman in space?
Does he
Watching
go
the
to space?
desert?
I don't know if he does.
I've seen Batman in space before. He's been in
Is
the
it-
Watchtower
Is
a
it
ton of
Adam?
times.
Is it Adam West Batman? That'd be my favorite.
Oh, I wish.
Did you know Adam West followed me on Twitter?
No.
He had a Twitter?
Hold up.
I didn't know he
Shut
had a Twitter.
the fuck up.
Oh crap! I deleted my Twitter account, but
How long ago?
it was before he passed, obviously.
You notice how Twitter went downhill after he passed away?
Yes,
Not a
absolutely.
coincidence. Not a
I
coincidence.
I don't know why he followed me on Twitter.
Is it
Um,
still a shit show over there? Because the
I
Jedi,
think I've
the
been on
Jedi
there like
Talk
2
podcast
months.
account is completely gone.
Yeah, I've been on there in 2 months.
It's gone.
I haven't been on there in 10 months. great.
I've kept the account going, and then this past week I realized it was gone.
Yeah,
Because I kept reactivating it for celebration and stuff.
Yeah.
But now with YouTube, I think we'll be okay.
yeah.
But is it still a cesspool?
I
Probably.
probably haven't been there. Don't care to go back.
I have noticed.
Twitter
I
is not the
I
real
do
world.
not miss it. No,
No,
it's not.
Twitter's
It's
not
the
the real world.
skewed version.
Yep.
Like, there's even stuff that I posted that I don't necessarily believe in that I would post because I was like,
Yeah.
if I don't, I'm going to get shit on.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's stuff that I did too. I'm sure.
There's gatekeeping. Yeah,
So
I've
stupid.
done it. I know I have.
Everyone has.
I hate myself
yeah.
for it.
I know there's people that I'm not going to say names because it might affect our sponsorship next week, which we'll talk about after this. But I know that there's a person who does not believe what they say on Twitter. Like,
That's
I'm
most people.
friends
honestly.
with, but I'm friends with like you guys that just go like, I have to,
Makes sense.
and you're like, you don't though. Like, say what you fucking believe. Everyone's just
or
doing this
get
like
off. If you feel that way, just get off.
so. Yeah. All right. Evan, what's your number 8?
Well, I'll get to it, but your twin sons encapsulates Luke so well because like Yoda says it, like always looking to the horizon when he's talking about
Yeah,
Luke.
that's
He's
Luke.
literally looking to the horizon. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's him to a T.
I never even caught that, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. My number 8 is involving Yoda too, but it's the failed X-wing lift. when he just like tries so hard and he's reaching
That's
out.
your number 8?
And it bubbles out.
That's my
eight.
number 8.
Nice. Nice. Any crossover, Tom?
That's
No.
That's
No.
literally my number. I don't even just say my number 8. That's literally my number 8.
Nice.
Look,
Nice. No, yeah. Oh, I
Luke
don't want to
pulling
see the rest, though. I don't
Luke
wanna-
pulling the X-wing out of the swamp.
Yeah.
That's my number 8.
Nice.
Fucking weird. That's never
Right?
happened before. We have the same
And
exact.
he's just trying so hard, and then he just like flops down. He's like, I can't do it.
Fail.
It's too big. And he's like, judge me by my size,
Size
do
to
you?
you?
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a Yoda moment, but like it's Luke being like,
It's Luke's
I can't
failure
do it.
moment.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
only
his
failure he
first of
has in the
many.
original trilogy. First of many. No, it's the only
Well,
one.
In the original trilogy, yes.
Yeah.
it's the
Would you
only one.
consider his would you consider his fight against Vader a
Because
failure?
after this,
No, because he
fights
learned
Vader.
something.
Well, he learned something
he
in this
learned
moment.
something there too.
He learns.
You learn,
but like
the greatest
I don't
teacher of failure is.
I mean, I guess him losing his hand is a failure. I mean, no one's
Right.
like, "Fuck yeah, I lost my hand, dude."
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you consider that a failure?
Oh yeah, he fails.
yeah, I would.
at
He
every-
fails to. I mean, yeah, you're right. He fails to Vader.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he doesn't beat him.
No.
Yeah.
He gets his ass
Fails
kicked
to
and
Vader.
loses his
Only
hand.
his two
yeah, you're right.
successes
That is
are
a failure.
Yeah.
Death Star and saving Vader. That's his two successes.
Yeah, you're right. That's so weird. I never
The
thought of it
greatest
as a
teacher
failure.
failure is, man.
Oh,
That's-
100%.
Yeah, that's what it's
Like
all
Walt
about.
said, you need a failure early on in your life.
Yep.
You know, this
Good
shit's
kick in
reality.
the teeth. Like,
Yep.
yeah. That's one of my quotes I love of his. I love his quotes.
Walt's
But
or
yeah.
Vader's?
Well, Vader's too, I guess. But I love that Walt quote. How it's like you need a failure when you're young.
Early on. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
absolutely
he's
true.
100% right.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I know
Yeah.
comedians who haven't had that yet, and it's fucking coming.
Yeah.
Like, I know that there's one. I would never say this dude's name, Ryan Davis, but I know for a fact he's gonna get fucking shit on, and it's gonna be bad news for him.
Yeah,
because
it's all
he's-
about how you
he's
react
never
to
had a
failures.
failure.
That's-
He's
that's
never
what
had a
it's all
failure.
about.
Everything he's ever done has been very popular, and it's coming because that's not how success works.
Yeah.
You don't get this gray of like, oh, you're 22. Here's the world. Like, enjoy.
Yeah.
You might have that for like until you're 25, 27,
Yeah,
but
at
it's
some point.
coming.
Yeah.
It's coming for you.
Here it comes.
Ryan Davis.
But yeah, that just like momentarily defines Luke. Just going back to Luke there. Just like he's like, I give up. I can't do it. But then Yoda's like, yes, you can. So then Luke's like, he gets a whole new perspective on it. He's like, oh, I didn't know you could lift a giant ship.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, you can do this. So like it changes his whole perspective.
Good ass moment.
It's big.
great moment. Top 10 all-time Star Wars moments?
Oh.
I don't know.
I can
we
make
might
an
have to
argument
find out
for
one day. We might
Yeah.
have to find out.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be a tough one.
It would be.
I have 38 honorable mentions.
Yeah. That'd be like a 4-part show.
Yeah.
You guys don't almost have to do it like movie by movie and then narrow it down.
Kinda
Like
could.
you'd have to literally go like 1 through 9, get your top moments from that, and then whittle it down
What
from
if
there.
hold up? What if we legit did
A bracket?
we could do a bracket, or if we all three of us actually sat down and did a top 100, we put some actual work into a top 100, and then
So we have 100 total, right? Not
No,
100
no.
for me, 100 for you.
doing it
A collab?
total.
300?
Like
That'd be
a collab.
insane.
Yeah. Are you saying
All right,
three
all right.
separate hundreds? Or a
No,
collab?
then I guess maybe coming up with a top 100 together.
All
With-
time.
with all
top-
time, and then break,
Ooh.
break it into a 4-part show. We reveal
25 each.
25 each, exactly.
That'd be sick.
Just an idea, a thought.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd be down
All
for it.
Star Wars across all mediums?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, that's easy.
Then let's do it.
Easy? Ugh.
Yeah,
It'll
I
be
mean,
fun.
all
Dude, it's-
all three of us
We
together.
got 10 from Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going to make it hard.
No, but they can cross over. It doesn't have to be the ones that we haven't talked about. How the fuck are we going to keep track of that?
Google
We could do
Docs?
that
I
in a
don't know.
heartbeat. Guys, comment down below. Top 100 Star Wars moments of all time. Let's fucking do it. A 4-part series.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm
That's
down.
sick.
Let's do
all
it.
median, so that even
All media. That
includes-
makes it even easier.
Yes.
That
a
even
lot easier.
includes theme park lands.
Books? Yes,
That's
of course.
everything.
Absolutely.
That's everything.
That's
Absolutely.
canon.
Okay, that's
Anything canon.
Nice. All right.
Or anything non-canon even. I mean, there's some shit that's non-canon.
That's true. We've done Caravan of Garbage, or not. That wasn't us. That was Mr. Sunday Movies. What do we call ours? Iusa, Piusa?
It used to be used.
I don't know
Yeah.
enough about the non-canon shit.
I don't know much either.
Yeah,
but
so I would. My
There's
vote
not
would
a
be
lot
canon.
that would qualify on
as
that.
top
but
100. You might get 2 moments out of that. That's top 100. But
It'd
still,
be fun to do a top 10 worst Star Wars moments.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that'd be an interesting one.
All right, we got some show ideas, guys.
Yes, we do.
Every
Let's
time you
remember
think it's
that.
over.
They're
I think
flowing.
we're
They're
on my
flowing.
number 8, which was
Yes.
a crossover already, but Luke's entrance in the Jabba's palace.
Cool.
that was yours
Everything
too.
we've already said about it. Just Dark Luke coming through, fucking shit up. You don't know what's going on. He eventually defeats the Rancor, but you get an idea of where Luke's at at the moment, respectively, to how close he is to merging onto the dark side.
That was your number 8?
That was my number 8.
My number 8 was Evans pulling the X-Wing out of the
Both of
swamp.
us with the X-Wing.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
weird. That's the first time we've ever had a full-on crossover on the same
No,
number.
I think we've had a couple, and I
don't
think
think
our
so.
number
I
one will
think-
be the same.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think so too, actually.
Yeah.
Especially for you.
Oh, maybe not then. I don't know.
Number 7 for me is Luke using the Force on Hoth. So I guess we did have that.
Oh, the Wampa.
crossover
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but
told me that.
mine
Yeah.
specifically that moment of him using. It's not even like the whole Hoth scene with him
Yeah.
on with the AT-ATs. It's
No,
the
those
Wampa
were
cave.
separates for me.
Yeah, it's the Wampa cave. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not even like him fighting the Wampa. It's literally him. That moment where he's
Like,
upside
centers
down
himself.
and he like you can literally see him like tighten his hands up. It's actually really great acting from Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
where he's upside down and he kind of like grips his hands, then looks at the saber and he pulls it out, and it's like that's like what saves his fucking life
Yeah.
is that moment on Hoth.
Yeah.
So that I didn't realize that was on my list, but yeah, that one is that's a great moment. I mean, like just that's the first time you see a force pull.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what we
Cuts
said.
himself out of the ice.
Yep.
Fucks that Wampa up. Cuts
Yeah.
his arm off.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and like you said, it's good acting and like good
Look,
character
I-
building.
I would say it's great acting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
like
definitely.
because they're like up close on his face, and he's like all fucked up and bleeding,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then like he just literally centers himself and pulls off something that we never saw him learn.
Nope.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like you see
I
him.
would
Just
love
like,
a comic book between 1 and episode 4 and 5. Just saying,
Yeah.
please.
You just see him. Just
There's
like,
some of that already, but-
Struggling at first and just trying to use like brute force and just like reaching. And then he's like, "All right, I got to take a step back. I got to chill and center myself," like
Yeah.
he said. Then you see it. He goes from like struggling and freaking out to like deep breath.
You can
close your
almost
eyes, just,
pinpoint
like-
that as that's where he becomes a Jedi.
Yeah.
He doesn't use fear or anger or hate. He
Nope.
just goes,
That's
"How am I going to get out of the
really great
situation?"
point.
Yeah.
And he just figures it out.
Yep.
Uses the lightsaber as a tool, not necessarily as a weapon until he's getting attacked.
So he has
Boom.
to, which is a big thing in the High Republic. I
Yep.
love how they're like,
100%.
I don't want to kill
I don't
want
wanna
to
do this. I don't want to do this, but I
kill
have
them.
to.
Yeah.
If I have to, you make me do it, then I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he doesn't even really kill
Second
the Wampa,
Amendment.
but he just cuts its arm off. But like, it's gonna die. It's gonna die. But he doesn't kill it. But
You don't see it die.
right,
There was more shit with the Wampas that were supposed to be in the original movie.
it's pretty
With
terrible.
C-3PO.
Yeah.
I actually like it.
When he puts the sign, it's like
It shows
Do
how
not
smart.
open.
It shows how cool C-3PO can be when he's used right.
I guess, yeah.
He's a
It's
protocol droid.
goofy.
I mean,
It's
like,
goofy.
It's not as goofy as Anakin talking as a droid.
Nope. I'm glad that's gone. Nope.
Have you ever
That's
seen
terrible.
that deleted scene?
No.
When he's like bleep bloop bleep bloop.
You've never seen this?
No.
Oh
It's
shit!
not even him
okay,
doing
Tom,
it with his voice.
Tom, give
It's-
me
yep.
give me your number 7. I'll look this
Okay,
up.
my number 7 is from Return of the Jedi when he is talking with Palpatine, and he's cut down Vader, cut his hand off. Palpatine's like, "Good, good," and then he's like, Luke tosses his lightsaber away and says, "I'll never turn to the dark side." Like that. I love that because
Pass that to Tom.
he doesn't do
Press play when he's done.
Yeah.
what Palpatine expects.
And-
he doesn't do
and-
what. Go ahead. What
Oh,
were you
no,
gonna
no,
say?
no. Sorry, I thought
Like,
you were done.
he
Sorry.
doesn't do what probably a lot of us would do. Just be like, I got to kill this guy right here. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't do any of this. He throws
He's
his
a Jedi.
saber away.
He's a fucking Jedi.
He goes, "I'll
He's a
never
real
turn to the
Jedi.
dark side." And Palpatine's even shocked. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
"I guess you'll die." Like he's like, "I didn't see
You
this
will
coming."
die.
Yeah.
So what you're about to watch, Tom,
Yeah.
is not a like YouTube edited thing.
Okay.
It's literally what George Lucas was going to have, and they deleted it. Press play.
Come on.
That's real, dude.
That's
no,
an
no,
actual
look,
scene
look at me,
they-
dude.
they made.
This is not. I'm not fucking with you.
I
That's
believe you.
That's real.
I
That was shit that they edited out.
Ugh.
What a fucking disaster.
Thank.
And that's why
Well,
people are like,
thank God it
I
wasn't
want
ever
George
been
Lucas
said.
to come back. You're like, are you sure?
Yeah, bleep bleep bop.
Right.
Are
It'd
you
be one
sure,
thing if
man?
it was Anakin whistling himself, like, but
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, yeah.
They dubbed R2
It's
over
R2's
Anakin.
voice.
Like,
Yeah,
come on.
it's a nightmare.
Sure
It's
did.
rough.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can speak true.
Tom, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is, it's a lightsaber toss just like Evans from Mr. Skywalker. However, it's from The Last Jedi.
Nice.
It's when he's handed his OG saber, looks at it, and says, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeet.
Yeet. Right over my shoulder.
Surprisingly, not on my list.
Yeah.
I am shocked.
I'm shocked too because it's such a great moment. But there's just stuff that I was like, as far as the storytelling goes, there's better for me.
Yeah.
Better moments.
Yeah.
But that's a very
Not for me.
important moment.
Yeah.
Because everyone was watching that going like, because remember, Force Awakens was the second grossing film of all time behind Avatar.
Yep.
Number 2 until Infinity War came out. Now
Yeah.
it's number 3, I think.
Yeah.
Because now it goes.
Avatar is still number 1, I think.
No, it's
technically.
number 2. They officially beat.
'Cause
Not
they
with
re-released
inflation.
it.
Not with
I'm sure
inflation.
they'll re-release
Re-
Avatar for the sequels in
Of
20
course.
years when they come out. So,
19 years left.
yeah.
What is it? Okay, anyway, that's a whole different conversation. But we saw that the last thing we saw canonically was Luke getting the lightsaber, and you're like, what is he gonna do
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
And
We
he's
had 2 years to sit there on
handing
that.
it and
We had
just
2
sitting there,
years.
and he's like, you're like, I remember watching that the first time. I'm like, what the? Oh,
Yeah.
come on! What a dick tease, JJ.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Ryan Johnson comes through, and it's like, no. And I think the trailers did such a great job of this is not going to go the way you think.
Yep.
They drilled that into your
say
fucking
word
head
for word.
from the jump. They're like, this is not going to be a Rocky montage, and Luke's back and ready to fuck shit
Can
up.
you imagine?
It would be so corny.
Montage.
Dude, it would be
Yeah.
so corny if they did that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand people who hate Last Jedi. It's like, what do you want? You want Luke ripping his shirt off and pulling a Star Destroyer out of the sky? Like, what do you
You're the
want?
best.
Around, I'm gonna fuck Kylo Ren up. Like, it would be so stupid. Like I think they did the best of what could have possibly been done for Last Jedi.
You
You
Sure
know what,
have.
You know what? I don't know if we should do, but somebody should do. Just like lay out what the fans wanted from episode 7 or episode 8 and 9, so we
The
could see what that would
episode-
look like.
But my thing is,
Just
like, my whole thing is, it's set up in The Force Awakens. He dipped out.
Yeah.
So if you're upset about him dipping out, that ain't Ryan Johnson's fault.
Nope.
Ryan Johnson goes, okay, so he's gone. So now what?
Yeah.
And if he's gone, there had to be a reason that Luke Skywalker, the epitome of hope in the galaxy, dipped out.
It'd be a
What's the reason?
it'd be a
He
terrible
fucked up.
360 if he just like I'm back.
It
with
would
the
be
hands
so
and the
fucking
lightsaber.
stupid if
He'd
he
be
was just
like,
like, I'm back.
It's like,
And
what?
he ended up coming back.
Yeah,
But it was
but
a
after an
slow
arc.
build. And
Yeah.
it was after him going, fine, I'll train you.
After
and then going,
Yoda
oh,
helped.
fuck, the dark again?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Right.
I'm out.
And then he
then
comes
Yoda
back,
comes back
and
and he's
Yoda's
like,
like, no.
listen, man, like I know that's what you felt, but that's not the case. You have
Yeah.
to trust Rey.
Yeah.
And he does.
Yeah.
That's why I will, for the life of me, I will never understand the hate that movie got, and it is gonna change. If people can come around
It's
to the
already
fucking
changing.
prequels, if you can come around to the fucking prequels, you can't tell me you can't come around to Last Jedi. It's insane to me. I do not understand it. Now everyone's issues with Rise. It's like every time some movie comes out, it's like now this one's the one we shit on.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Can't we just enjoy things?
I
I'm
wanna
not saying
enjoy
just
things.
blissfully like everything because it's there. There's shit I don't like. I don't like Rogue One. I don't hate it. It's not the worst shit ever made. But like, The Last Jedi is legitimately the second greatest Star Wars movie ever told. There are flaws with it. There's flaws with everything. Nothing is fucking perfect. Nothing. Not a single thing you'll ever listen to is perfect.
Nope.
Watch, listen to,
Read,
enjoy, read. Nothing. There's always a flaw in it. Because we're all individuals. We all have our own preferences for things we would like to see, right? But that doesn't mean the story you got sucks. I don't understand. I just don't get it.
And see, the thing is, we're doing this Luke top 10 list, and I said I didn't like Luke too much in the originals. I like Luke more now because of the sequels. I was like, oh, this
Yeah,
guy, it's
me
like,
too.
He's got some story.
Yep.
Because
to
he's not the Captain America of Star Wars.
No, and that's
There's
why I've never liked
faults
Cap,
to this
because
dude.
Cap
He's
has
real.
always been
Me
boring.
too. I'm with you.
Like, yeah.
I've always been a Tony Stark guy. He's like, I'm flawed. I'm fucked
Yeah,
up.
I
know.
love Tony
I
Stark.
know it. I admit it. I own up to it, and I'm going to try to fix it so I'm not a complete asshole.
Yeah.
Like I've always been more of a Tony Stark guy for that
Yeah.
reason. That's why I don't like Superman. Sorry, Tom.
I've never liked Superman either.
I like Batman more than
Because-
Superman.
Batman's
Right,
way
me too.
cooler villain. He's a tormented, fucked up dude.
Yeah.
Who, like, they've never quite captured this, but there has to be a story, and I think Matt Reeves might do this. There's got to be a reason that dude gets dressed up like a bat at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how fucked up you have to be to do that?
Yeah, I feel like the closest. we
And
got
to have
was
money
Batman
and
Begins.
still do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, no, Elon Musk isn't dressing up as a fucking bat and beating the shit out of
No,
people.
there's definitely a lot psychologically wrong with
A
Bruce
lot.
Wayne. Yeah.
And I think, you know what's the best representation of that, in my opinion, is the Arkham games.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those games
even
are
I've
great.
played those video games, and I don't do
They're
video
fantastic.
games. Yeah.
Fan fucking tastic.
They're,
Yeah.
They might be the best Batman storytelling.
Oh, easily. And they've got the greatest cast too with Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I forgot Kevin Conner did
And
the
I
voice
love
of
their
that.
Batmobile too. That's one of the best Batmobiles.
The one from Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
This new
Yeah.
one's pretty fucking solid, though.
I haven't really seen it.
It
I'm taking
looks
a
like
look.
a
Camaro or
yeah.
something. They
Ooh,
like.
that's clean.
Oh,
this
dude,
is
it's
Batman
lit.
in his second year. That's the movie.
Oh,
It's
is it-
Batman
they're
in year
doing, like,
2.
They're doing like year 2 instead
Yeah.
of year 1.
Well, it's a lot of it's based off of like year 1 stuff and like 0 year from the New 52 run in the
0
comics.
year. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, is there a year 1
There
line?
is, yeah, Batman
Okay,
year 1.
okay. That's what I'm thinking about.
You're
Interesting.
following.
Interesting. And Batman's such an interesting. He's almost like
Very.
a villain in of himself. Like
He very much is.
he
Yeah.
has these like rules that he kind of follows sometimes when it's convenient.
And then rules when he just won't cross.
Yeah, it's this Robert Pattinson one's gonna be the shit. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it best Batman of all time right now. I'm calling it. We're getting the best. We're gonna get the best. Matt Reeves is the shit. I love Matt Reeves. Whew. All right, where are we at?
We're on 6?
You're 6.
My
You're
6.
6.
My number 6 is Luke showing up in episode 9. Because we all knew it was going to
Crossover.
happen. Crossover. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Whoa.
It is for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to
found it.
say, holy shit, how is that not on your list? It's just one of those like we all knew it was coming, but the way they did it was so goddamn perfect. If you're a canon person, the way they did it was just so perfect.
You mean the way
Yeah.
they retconned Last Jedi? That's what
yeah,
you mean?
the way they didn't retcon anything and still
Right.
just like can.
They kept the same
I don't like Last
character
Jedi. You
development going.
retconned Last Jedi. Oh, so you liked what happened in Last Jedi enough that this bothered you, but nothing got retconned. That? Oh, okay, cool.
Very counterintuitive.
It's very counterintuitive, but like
Yeah.
it's also not because it doesn't retcon anything.
No, yeah.
Yep.
There's not a single thing they retcon.
Nope.
No.
Like I think people forget that he comes back at the end of episode 8.
I know.
And
They're
they-
like, he wouldn't do that. It's like he did.
He did.
in the last movie.
and they don't. They don't.
I didn't.
recognize
I didn't
fact
even
that
see
people
the
can
end until
grow
I
and
walked
change.
out of the theater in anger.
No, you didn't.
No way.
You can't afford $9 because you live in your mom's basement. You fucking cocksucker. You
I've
didn't
never
leave anything.
witnessed anybody walk out of a theater in any movie.
Oh, I've walked out of movies. The Fountain.
I believe people do.
The
But I've
Fountain.
just never
I
witnessed
walked
it.
out of that movie hard.
I've never heard of that movie. But
You ever heard of The Fountain?
No.
It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's basically Hugh Jackman meditating in this like Matrix slash. It reminded me of like Matrix. I don't even know the end of the movie, but like in the moment, I remember going like, "This is like Matrix meets The Prestige, meets." I don't even know what, but it's like literally him like floating in this
Sounds
like.
boring.
It's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, there were minutes of the movie where he's like just levitating. It's so fucking dumb. I'd love to know what it got on like Metacritic, because that was when I think I trust Metacritic more than Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't
Metacritic's the
follow
one that's
Rotten
more
Tomatoes
legit.
Too much. Yeah.
People don't understand what Rotten Tomatoes is. Rotten Tomatoes is if you see something with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 68, that doesn't mean that it got a score of 68 out of 100.
Right.
It means that 68% of people said it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Of the critics that are certified on Rotten Tomatoes. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
out of 100 it scored a 68. People don't understand that, and I don't know what it's going to take. I think they need to like before you go on RottenTomatoes.com, that pops up like accept the cookies and all that bullshit,
Yeah.
and then like this is what this means. Please read this before you continue.
Press the yes that you understand.
Like understand because that's not what it means. And that being said, Last Jedi has the second highest Rotten Tomatoes score on Rotten Tomatoes, behind Empire Strikes Back. It's number 2, with a 91 or 93. I forget
Nice.
what it is. But I mean, I can't say it doesn't count and then use it as a good example. But you know what I mean. But yeah, that scene in 9 for me was just like it's coming, but they just nailed it. They
Mhm.
And I mean,
crushed
I
it.
guess that's another Force power that we saw Yoda use Force lightning as a ghost, but now Luke can
Touch physical
catch
objects.
things. I mean,
But
Yoda hits him with a cane. So like
but-
physical objects.
It's not true because when you see Empire Strikes Back, Obi-Wan sits on a log.
He
That's
does.
true.
I
That's
saw a
true.
meme about that today.
That's the best Force power.
Did you really?
sitting as
I
a-
did.
Well, Yoda sits on a log too as the Force ghost. That must be a Force ghost thing to do.
You can interact with his
Sit on
surroundings. I
logs.
mean, that's been established since the jump. I mean, like
Yeah.
he sits on a log.
It's been around. Well, they're standing on ground, so
Yeah,
you're
they're not
already
floating, so
yeah, you're already
there's some
interacting with
physical activity. There's some sort of
But
physical-
people want to complain, so let them complain. I guess.
whatever you're gonna
I
do.
don't know.
All right, man. What's your
Well,
number 6?
Using the Force. Speaking of that, is my number 6. Is use the Force, Luke, because that's like it's not him becoming a Jedi, but that's his first like introduction to like there's something more to this than just having a sword and listening to this old guy. You know, he's like there's a little more to it, and that's kind of, for us too. It's like oh okay, there's more to this Force thing, so that's why. And it's just like when people talk about the Force, or if they ever that's like a not really meme, but it's just like in culture, people are just like use the Force, and it's like that's where that phrase
It's like a
comes
saying.
from. Yeah, people are just like use the Force, so like that's why. That is why it's up there in my number 6.
Okay, that's a good one. And this is when he's training, right? With Obi-Wan.
No, that was kind of I guess overlap. I think
Okay.
one of you guys might have said it. It's for blowing
Brandon.
up the Death Star.
Oh,
When it's
okay,
use the Force,
okay.
Luke.
That
It's-
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, my number 6 is when Luke is standing there at the battle, after Endor, the Battle of Endor, on Endor, watching Vader's body burn.
Great.
Just because he's just seeing the end of the culmination of his father's journey, let's call it, just cease to end thanks to him. You know,
Yeah.
he saved him, and now he's putting him to rest. And the symbolism in that, 10 seconds maybe that they spend
Maybe, yeah.
on that shot, it just feels like it lasts forever.
Yeah,
And then,
it
of
does.
course, it pays off when you see Anakin's Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Not, I don't know, 30 seconds after that.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's not like a retcon or anything, but like, how does he know that's a Jedi thing to do? Because in the prequels and in Clone Wars, we see that there's pyres. They have pyres for all deceased Jedi.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon gets one. Like, they do a fake one for Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars. Like, how does Luke know that's a Jedi thing? Or is it a
They do a
coincidence?
fake one in Clone Wars for Obi-Wan?
Yeah, when Obi-Wan dies and...
No way.
that's-
Really?
Yeah, that arc is terrible. I hate it.
Really?
Yeah.
How is that bad? I need to watch it.
No, just watch it.
It's bad?
Yeah. Yeah,
Is he like watching his own funeral in the distance or something?
basically.
Oh,
It's,
corny.
it's one of those, and then like he's not dead, but it's bad. But it's like, how does Luke know how to do that? I don't know if it's a happy coincidence, but it doesn't take away from the moment. That's
No.
a great moment.
Yeah.
But that kind of makes me think, like, how does he know? How does he know?
See, I always just thought of it as like that's a space funeral.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never really thought of it as
Because Obi-Wan
like
does do it for the Jawas in A New Hope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he burns them.
Yeah.
So that's just, my brain
could
just
be.
always worked was like that's just what they do. They don't bury people.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have all the space.
But then
to
in
do
Attack of the Clones, we do see they bury Shmi. But, like, they can have both. Different religions have different things.
Yeah, for
People
sure.
can do whatever.
I mean,
Cremate,
different people on
bury.
Earth do different things with dead bodies.
I don't think they want to burn anything on Tatooine. It's hot enough as it is.
They're like, I've
True.
been in
Yeah.
heat enough.
Yeah.
Space
Don't-
Arizona.
Don't make him
Maybe that's why
worse.
Anakin hates sand so much. It's covering his mom. He's like, I buried my mom in sand.
Wow, I never
hate
thought of
sand.
that. That would be interesting if that was why he hated sand so much. I mean, I
Yeah.
thought I always assumed it was from his
Yeah.
childhood, but that would be a cool take.
Yeah.
That's a good take. Yeah.
That's a great take. All right, what we got?
Your number 5, good sir.
My number 5 is Luke versus Vader in Return of the Jedi.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm sure
No,
overlap.
I got no crossover.
No, no. Either one of you guys put Luke and Vader in Return of the Jedi
Nah.
when he finally beats his father.
I have a specific moment from it, but not the whole thing.
Huh. Okay.
So I'm gonna hold off on
Okay.
that.
Yeah, mine was at the end of that when he says, I'll never turn to the dark side.
See,
But
mine was
yours
the
is
whole.
the actual
Mine was
battle.
the battle. I mean, like,
That's
especially
a
when
good
he's like your sister, and there's that whole weirdness between them. Like when he goes like full beast mode and just beats the fuck out of
when he
Vader.
starts
Oh, well, then right there, I'll just mention it. That's my moment. That is in itself my favorite Luke moment when he goes anger
when he starts hacking
and just
away.
goes hacking on Vader,
And then he
Yeah.
like
and that basically defeats Vader.
yeah.
It does.
Yeah, he tapped into his anger.
Yeah.
You know, who's to say he didn't tap into the dark side when he mentions Leia?
Oh.
Oh, for sure
He
he,
had
did,
to.
and
He had to.
that's what and that's why the Emperor starts cackling because
Yeah.
he knows that he
Yep.
tapped into that. That's like it's just that whole scene is like almost like a horror movie because like he's like
little bit.
hiding, but I always thought it was dumb. He's hiding, but like he's just like underneath some stairs.
It's hard to see in that helmet. Vader's helmet, it's hard
I
to come
guess, but
up.
like
You can't even see out of these Black Series helmets.
Yeah.
Try to see out of Vader's in a dark room. Come on. Luke's wearing all black. Come on.
that's true, I guess, but
It's got to
like
be hard.
it just seems stupid. Where he's like, I don't see you, and he's like, no, and he comes out, he's like, no. Yeah, I don't know.
That was going to be my number 4, by the way. So
Okay.
I know we're close, so
Getting
I don't
close.
care. Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty close. Because my number 5. If
Yeah,
we're
what's your
done.
5?
Are we done with that?
Yeah, I'm done. That's it.
Wait,
That's
are
just
you on? Was that your 5?
that's
Yeah,
fine.
that
that's
was
your
his 5,
So
yeah.
my number 5 will fly by too because we have crossover. That was Brad's number 10 and Tom's number 8 of Jabba's palace when he force
yeah.
chokes the guards
Yeah.
and gets his little introduction. Because it's really like a whole new character introduction. Because he's nothing like we saw in Empire Strikes Back.
Nope.
No, he's
So
nothing.
it's like
I mean,
a whole new
it's a
character.
different character.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's what's cool
it would
about
have
it.
been cool if like what it was. This would rewrite all of Star Wars, but if it was like a Sith showing up at Jabba's, like
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
He's-
kind of looks like it. There's a
Yeah.
black hood, black cloak, black everything, and he's force choking.
It's actually a brown cloak.
That's true.
it is brown.
For
Yeah,
film and
Yeah.
for colorblind people like me, it doesn't matter.
yeah. And
That's true.
speaking of which, the sandstorm.
The figure is brown, right?
Yeah, it's brown. Hmm.
Yeah, brown cloak.
Awesome.
This is one of my favorite TVCs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a great one.
It's awesome.
It's deleted scene one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool is that they made a like? There's characters like Yoda they don't have TVC of yet, but they made a deleted scene Luke Skywalker.
Well, now we're gonna get deleted scene Anakin where he speaks droid.
Blah, blah, blah.
I love TVC, but if they did that and it was like him like on the card, I wouldn't buy
It
it.
has a speech bubble that's
Oh
beep, beep, boop, beep, beep.
Christ, no. One of my favorite figures I have is the old school Anakin's, the Sebastian. Oh no, what's the actor's name?
Shaw, yeah,
Sebastian Shaw. That's
Yeah.
right.
I thought you were gonna say Stan.
Power
I'm
of the
like,
Force figure.
Mm.
Yeah,
That was the actual Anakin
I've got
Force
that one
Ghost.
back home.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that one over there?
Yeah.
I have
Mhm.
that.
Yep.
I fucking love
That's
it.
so cool.
And that was a giveaway, by the way.
That's
Like
cool.
you know, like back in the day, they would have like the, you buy
Yeah.
9 of the old vintage ones, you get a Boba Fett one.
Yeah.
That was like that for Power of the
That's
Force.
awesome.
I love it. It's one of my favorite figures.
That's
It's not
awesome.
even. It's like worth $4, but it's one of my favorites. Like the
Yeah.
fact that I have it is just
That's what your
fucking
value is.
cool.
My number 5, real quick, was, and we had crossover on this. That's why it's real quick. Is when Luke's Force Ghost emerges from Rey's nonsense in Episode 9.
Oh,
When he emerges, just walks right out, catches a lightsaber. And
what are you doing?
Yeah, teaches her a lesson. Like
Yeah.
Luke is back, and and he's earned his way back.
Yeah,
To Luke Skywalker that everybody wants, Master Skywalker, and he puts
because
Rey
he
in her
went
place.
through what happened in Episode 8.
Thank you.
He went
With
through
the
it. He's on the
scanner.
other side of it now. He's like,
Yep.
a Jedi weapon deserves more respect.
Yep.
Because he understands it after those events.
Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that.
And I just want to say too, like the payoff of them showing that one shot that could have easily got cut out of Last Jedi, of the X-wing in the water.
Yes.
Which
That
a lot
pays
of people
off.
somehow looked over. I don't know how you
'Cause they're
missed it.
idiots.
I know, but I know like Holly didn't see it until like we watched it like the third or fourth time when we watched it at home. I was like,
Dang.
look,
Okay.
she's like, oh, this is X-wing. I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
the shit.
I don't know how. I mean, I get it. It happens.
Ooh, ooh, this is, ooh, another one. I'll take this, guys. This is Four Roses single barrel right now that Johnny just brought in.
Nice.
You turn the light on. There's a light over there if you want a light. I got a lighter for the cigar and cutters over here if you need them.
What's your number 4?
Cutters are right here on top of the cigar box.
Evan,
you can do a
you go
V
your
cut,
number
or
four.
you can
Me?
do
Yeah.
a
Number 4 for me.
whatever
I
you
don't
need.
know if we're gonna have this from anybody else. I like
Choose
Luke in Battlefront 2.
Oh,
His
me.
interactions with Del Meek. That's pretty cool
Don't
to
have
me.
that
'cause
one.
We see him with an imperial officer, and it's like kind of after the war a little bit, and Luke helps him out, and the dude's like, "Why are you helping me?" And Luke
Okay.
is like, "Because you need help."
yeah.
Simple as that. And they help each other get to the observatory that they have there, Palpatine's observatory. And that's where Luke gets the compass that we see in The Last Jedi.
Oh,
So
nice.
I like that connectivity.
Okay.
But it's
I
just
like
cool
it now.
seeing
Good
him
one.
come in and help out a Imperial officer, and it's just like he never tries to kill him once. He's there to help him the whole time.
That's a good ass moment.
It's a great one. I didn't even consider that one.
Neither did I.
It's
I
a
didn't-
great transition time for Luke. Like we see him, that's him after original trilogy, him before sequels. So it kind of shows like more of his character growth, more
Mhm.
of where he's going down this path.
My number 4, and we already talked about it when Brad mentioned the battle in Return of the Jedi, the fit of anger that Luke gets when Vader taunts him with Leia.
Right.
That moment itself for me was pretty big. So,
Yeah.
and I had already made mention of that. So, Brad, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Luke and Vader in Empire Strikes Back.
All right.
Nice. On Bespin?
Yeah, I mean that's one of the most pivotal scenes in all of Star Wars. I mean,
Easily.
I'm your father. It's one of
Easily.
and not even Star Wars, just movies in general.
Movies,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
one of the most
Cinema,
iconic
America.
scenes of all time.
America.
It's insane. But like the fight itself, still to this day, it's again they kind of use Vader as a presence because you don't see him for that much on screen. Like they're fighting in, it starts in like
he pops around corners.
Yes,
Like,
and
he's-
he just. I mean,
yeah.
it's just such a cool scene.
He's a
I
movie
love it.
monster in that scene.
Yeah,
He is
100%.
what he is. Yeah.
They kind of use him like Rogue One almost in that movie where he's
well,
like.
You mean
based
Rogue
out-
One uses him like this?
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I knew what you meant.
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, like they use him as like a threat, where it's
Yeah.
like Vader's coming and then Vader's there, and it's like, oh shit, it's
It's like
getting
how
real.
he is in the video game
Fallen Order. Yep.
It's
Uh-huh.
how he uses him
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah,
It's
he's
just
constantly
a feeling
like
of dread.
you don't
Just-
know
yeah.
when you know he's coming, but you don't
He's
know when
around.
he's coming,
Yeah.
and
He's there.
then you see him with like in Empire Strikes Back, just with the Emperor and like how close they are, and you kind of go like, this is no joke. This dude's like,
Yeah.
he's here to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever I love that scene, man. Like, and then like it also just introduces like a bunch of stuff for Luke, where like the robotic hand and
Yeah.
have you ever seen the art for The Last Jedi, where the shot? And this is kind of a little like so. Obviously, his hand gets cut off in Empire Strikes Back.
Mhm.
Then in Return of the Jedi, when he's fighting with Han, he gets shot in the hand.
Yeah.
That's on the metal in Return of the
Yeah.
in the
that
Last
continuity
Jedi.
detail.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen that? Have you ever
Yes,
seen-
I have,
It's
actually, yeah.
unbelievable. Like
Mhm.
the level of detail they went with that is just nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fight is just so.
And that's even
so
hung
good.
around the fact that Palpatine has Luke's hand on Exegol. That's in one of the comics. That's how we know that. So,
A recent comic?
within the past like 6 months ish.
Did you know this?
No.
Yeah, it's one of the Vader ones. Vader goes to
I'm so
Exegol.
behind on this
and
shit,
we
man.
see
I have a
Luke's
stack of
hand.
comics. I still haven't read the friggin' Batman one.
No, that's
So-
all right.
I've got so much shit to
Yeah.
read.
But, I mean, that scene's still affecting.
You know, when you're
Star
when you're
Wars
looking at a
storytelling
computer screen
today.
now 8 hours a day, it's hard to
It
read
is. Yeah,
anything.
I feel that for sure. I get
And
that.
comic books you can't take in like you can an audiobook.
No.
There's no audiobook of a
Right.
comic
No.
book.
Forget that.
So-
All right. Number threes. We're on three.
Breeze.
My number 3 has crossover with Brad's 6 and Tom's 5. It's just all of Episode 9 Luke. I
Yeah.
started off with I pictured him finally lifting the X-Wing. That's how I thought of the scene. 'Cause, like,
That's my number 3.
I cry. I just put all of him. I tied him all of it. But that's what I first thought of. And I'm like, you know what? All of him on Octo in Episode 9 is my third favorite Luke. But mainly when he lifts the X-Wing himself.
Yeah, that's
get
my-
the music swelling.
That's my number 3. Oh, it's so good.
Ray's impressed. Ray
Yeah.
looks over at him. He's like, "I'm doing it."
Yeah.
He gives him a little head shake, and that's a little bit of Mark Hamill seeping through. But that's Luke.
Isn't
Luke
he
was-
like you just effortlessly doing
Yeah,
it
he
with
just
one
one
arm
hand up,
too?
just kinda like-
Yeah, one hand. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got this.
He's not shaking or struggling
Yeah.
or two hands. Yeah, but that music gets you every time. But just all of Octo Luke, but mainly him finally raising the X-wing.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good moment. God.
What's your
love-
number 3?
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's got its flaws, but
Right,
the
it's
highs
flaws.
are so good
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
movie. My number 3 is Luke on the cliff in The Force Awakens.
Nice. Just 10 seconds of Luke.
Yep,
but yeah.
that's all- 'cause
No
it's all you
words.
need.
No
That's all you
movement.
needed.
I mean, he
Yeah.
turns
Because like,
around. But
here's how good The Force Awakens is. They set up in the crawl. Luke's gone.
yeah.
Like I remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like when they were promoting The Force Awakens, and they were going like the talk shows at night, and I remember Jimmy Kimmel asked J.J. Abrams what the first word was in Star Wars, and he goes, "In the crawl or in the film?" And he goes, "Spoken in the film," and he said this.
This will begin to make things right.
That's the very first line of The Force Awakens. But the
Yeah.
first line in the crawl is Luke Skywalker has
yeah.
vanished.
Good thing he didn't say that. If he-
Exactly.
That's
They
why he
all
was
would've
so
lost their
careful.
fucking
That's why he was
minds.
dancing around
Yep.
that.
And
then,
so
before we got trailers, they were like, "Is Luke Kylo Ren?" We're like, "Is he this bad guy?" That's what people always thought.
people thought that, dude.
Yeah.
That was a common like
Wow.
that. Like, did he turn to the dark? Is this?
I
like,
mean,
he looks kind of old in that Force scene. He's like kind of walking. He's like, I
Yeah.
mean, you could. I mean, anything's possible. Star
you're
Wars.
right. You're right.
Anything's possible. I mean, the fucking Emperor's still alive.
Somehow.
Somehow Palpatine
Sith
survived.
magic. He's around.
Number 2's. Ha.
But that just like the fact that movie goes the first thing you see is Luke Skywalker's vanished, and you don't remember any of that at all. And they bring him up like 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
and you're completely entertained. And then at the end, you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, he's there!"
Yeah.
But it's not like it's a plot, but it's not like
They don't beat
something.
you over the head with it.
You're like, "Okay, when? Okay,
Right,
when?" You're
right,
like,
right,
you're
right.
just invested with the characters. You're
Yeah.
all in, and that's what makes that switch so good. Is when she ends up on Octo, and she gives the lightsaber to Luke, and it ends. That's just such a fucking masterpiece of a way to do cinema. It is. It's just it's so. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Like, what would be the equivalent of that with another franchise? Like Ghostbusters, if like the entire time they're like, we're trying to find Bill Murray, and they don't address it for most of the movie. There's like some references to here and there, like, I went to his Ghostbusting Academy when I was 9, and then like
Spoiler alert for the Snyder Cut, but in the Snyder Cut, I mean, you probably saw this coming. They eventually resurrect Superman. It's
no.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's you know it's coming, but you are too invested in Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash.
That Wonder Woman shit's
Cyborg.
dope.
Yes.
Those fight scenes are on
Beat the
on
shit out of those
Themyscira?
motherfuckers. Yeah, Themyscira. All
is
the
legit.
Amazons against Steppenwolf.
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
it's so fucking cool. Was that in the theatrical cut? Was any of that?
That like 30% of that fight, it is nowhere near as good in the
30% of
Justice
that?
League. Yeah, it's a
Wow.
much more extended, better fight. But it's like the build up to Superman's resurrection is
Okay.
is something I would compare that
Okay.
to.
I could see that.
Mhm.
I could see, but like, I just think they did such a good job of going like, Luke's still around.
Yes.
We're just not there yet.
Yeah.
But you're invested the entire time, and it still feels like Star Wars. It
Yeah.
still fits the
Mhm.
universe. It doesn't feel forced, pun intended. It just
Yeah.
it just kind of feels like this is what it is, and they nailed it.
Yes, sir.
For my number 2, then moving on, I have his appearance at the end of Mando season 2.
That's my number 2.
We talked about it when it first came out last year. I'm sure you guys covered it a little bit last week in the gallery. I
We
missed
did.
that great discussion.
Yes.
But just the fact that Mark Hamill's back, the fact that Luke is there, but he's not taking over the show. He's just there to serve the story, to do what needs to be done, and to get out. It's Mando season 3 isn't going to be the Luke show. It's
No.
He might come back for like 5 minutes, maybe. I mean, but it's not the Luke show. It's still
No.
Mando.
Yeah.
But when he was there, he came in, he kicked ass, he took names, he took Grogu. That's it. It was just great.
Crossover.
Crossover. I don't know if that'll be 1 or 2, but yeah, that was it. It was even for me. I mean, it probably helped a little bit that I was with a huge Luke fan when I was watching
Yeah.
it. But
You
even-
were with me when I was there the first time. You
yeah,
can attest
and
that. I'm not
even
lying. I
got me.
cried.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I was in
being,
tears.
Being with you might have helped get me, but it still got me. And I was like,
Yeah.
Luke's not my dude, but it still got me in that moment. That's how good it was. That's how. Good
I mean,
it was.
Han's not my guy, but if it served the story, like that served the
That's
story.
true.
I mean, it's
yeah,
just
and that's why.
it's,
That's probably
it's-
another reason it got me because
It's undeniable
fit
that that's
perfectly.
It's
an
very
that's an
undeniable.
insanely
Yeah.
And it fits perfectly too how like we see him in Battlefront 2. It lines up in the timeline of like this guy would act like this at this point in
Mhm.
his life. He would do this, and it just makes sense. It's well done.
Excellent. And I agree. I can't agree more.
I agree.
What I've said about it. That's why it lays my number 2 as well. It's just such an iconic. It would probably land in my top 10 all-time Star Wars moments.
Me too.
Yeah.
I
Easily.
I actually remember saying this is the best. This is the greatest moment in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had
You
a
did say
visceral
that.
reactions to a scene
Yeah, I
like
watched
that.
episode 9 with you, and there's nothing in episode 9 that
that's
made you
like
do that. Nothing.
No, I
I
mean,
mean,
like,
we both love episode 9, but still, there's nothing that made you do that.
not like that. I mean,
no,
and there were no cameras rolling. I wasn't.
no.
I got nothing to prove to
just
you.
me,
Like
you, and
it's just
Holly,
you and me
and-
and Holly
Yeah, that was it.
in the early morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
We
I was
didn't-
just in
It
tears.
wasn't like 3 a.m., but
I
it was like
remember
7
seeing. I
a.m.
remember I told you I saw the X-wing. I said, "Oh fuck, dude, it's Luke."
and
And you were like, "No," and
we
I
were
was
still
like, "It's Luke."
There's probably no way, but there's a way. And then it was
I
like,
It's Luke.
also when I saw the X-wing, I
It's
I
Luke.
told my wife Courtney, I'm like, I know who it is. I know who it is.
yeah.
That's. I mean, like I wish. It's one of those things where like, I wish I could watch it for the first time again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wish.
Yeah,
I wish
just
I could
wipe
walk
your
into
memory
Galaxy's
just to
Edge for
see
the
it
first
again.
time again.
Yeah.
Like it's one. Man, it hit me so hard, and it was so unexpected.
That's part of it.
But it
The
was also
disbelief and
it
unexpected.
also shouldn't have been unexpected.
No.
Yeah.
But the way they've handled,
Well, it was going to be Plo Koon. It should have been Plo Koon, of course. It's-
but like seriously though, like the way that they've done Star Wars, that shouldn't have happened. Like
Right.
it should have been.
yeah.
some lesser character like Cal Kestis.
Cal or Ezra or
No offense.
Bitch ass mother. Ezra Bridger.
But I mean, it could have been any number of people, and the fact that they just went for it,
Yeah.
and the fact that we saw now was Mark Hamill doing it. Like, I mean, come on, guys.
But it wasn't even his voice, though. That's the thing that gets me. It's like it was his voice,
Deep
but
fake
like not.
voice.
It was
Yeah,
isn't that
Yeah.
nuts?
that's
Like,
where
it's
we're at
just,
now with technology. Is like you could just do that.
It's
and
nuts,
no
man.
one knows. Yeah.
It's nuts. It's so good. Is it back to me now for 2?
That,
Yeah.
yeah. You're number 2.
My number 2 is Luke on Crate and him dying.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That one is it's one of those things where I feel like we saw it coming.
Mm-hmm.
You did, but it's
Kind of
still,
right, like in the last Jedi. Like, I remember even saying like he's
Yeah.
gonna die, like Luke's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
die. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we knew it was coming. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't a surprise to anybody, but like the way they did it was so masterful.
perfect.
I think the way they killed off all the characters was really solid,
Yeah.
except Leia. But that's
given
because
what they
she
had-
actually
Limitations.
passed
Given
away.
what they had, they
You
did it
can't-
perfect.
Yeah, you can't fault them on that. I mean,
No.
like
Nope.
they did what they could with
And
what they had.
I think I'll say that
If she
I
was
mean,
alive, I think they would have done it a lot better.
Yeah.
But I think, that's not the reality of what happened. The reality of what happened
Yeah.
is that she died far too young,
Yeah.
and we got what we got. I
mean,
think Billy Lord's gonna be a young Leia.
I hope so.
I'm just saying.
Everyone hopes so.
I'm just
We
saying.
all want it.
I'm saying an Andor, she might be a young Leia.
Or they could just use her and deep fake it like they did Luke.
I'm just
Could
saying,
just do that.
Cassian Andor, she's gonna be a young Leia. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Number 1.
It's perfect because it ties in. My number 1 is Crate, but also Octo. That Luke's ending. It's perfect. He comes out. He does the most Jedi thing ever. We always say that. That's what it is. He sacrifices himself to help the Resistance, but he does it without any violence. Even.
No violence.
No lightsaber clashes. No death. No dismemberment.
The most Jedi way
no
ever.
nothing.
It's
he dupes and pisses off the bad guy.
Yep.
And
Matt
then
Parrish-
he moves on, and then he goes into the Force on his own terms.
Matt Parrish from Weather Radio in 3028 had a hashtag. His dad was a veteran, I think, in Vietnam. Could be off on that. Matt, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Text me. But he always had his hashtag that peace is patriotic.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's beautiful.
It is. Like, there's no reason. There's no
Everything
reason
can
for
be
Luke
solved
to.
without.
Luke could have easily shown up on Crate physically
Yep.
and destroyed Kylo Ren. He didn't
Could
have
have.
to.
Yeah.
He chose to not do it that way, and I think that's a very important lesson for the times we're in. Is sometimes it's just best to just not.
Yeah.
And just let it be.
Let it
And I never even think about that, but yeah, you're right. Let it be.
Yeah.
Like, let's just let it go and
Yeah.
just okay. That's what it is.
Right.
I've
And
had to learn that the hard way.
be. Yes.
I think
stuff-
everybody does.
There's been stuff that I've had to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go.
Yep.
And it's
Everybody
just what
has
it's
that.
gonna be. You can think what you want,
Yep.
and you can believe what you choose to believe, but I'm just gonna let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got that in life.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think that is the most Jedi shit ever.
It
is to go up and stand in the face of adversity and go, I'm gonna stand in front of the entire First Order with a laser sword, and I'm just gonna walk away from it.
Yep.
And that's what he does. I mean,
Yeah.
he shows up.
Because
He confronts his nephew one last time,
Yeah.
throws a jab, like your father,
Mm-hmm.
and then that
Yeah.
pays off in 9, which
right.
not a retcon that
No.
pays off in
Nope.
9.
I mean, and
He sets it up in 8 that like I'm gonna be with you like your father, and that's
Yeah.
a scene you get in episode 9,
Yeah.
which is some great closure.
Yes.
I mean, in episode 9, we see he can lift the X-wing, so he easily could have lifted the X-wing, flew over to Crate, had a lightsaber fight.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that still would have bought the Resistance time to get out.
Then
but-
it would have screwed 9 over, because what would she have done if she had gone back to X? If,
Right,
you know,
and maybe
back
he
to-
knew that, or maybe Yoda knew that, because maybe he talked to him, but it just... And he's also using Kylo Ren's weaknesses to Luke's advantage.
Yep.
He's
Mhm.
like, I
The
know this is going
aggression.
to trigger him. I know it's going to piss him off.
The hate, the
I know
anger.
he's going to focus on me and not the Resistance.
Yep.
And Hux is even
I
like,
want
what are
you
you
to
doing? Don't
fire.
focus
I
on
want
him.
you to
We got
fire
more
everything we
stuff."
have on that man.
Yeah, but he's the supreme leader, so
Mhm.
he's wasting everybody's time and
Resources and
on
energy
Luke
and-
instead of the Resistance.
Yep.
So it's perfect moment.
It's the perfect moment. Like
it's
it's
the perfect moment.
There's only one other moment that's perfect. Tom, what's number 2?
What's my number one?
Number 1.
Number
yes.
1.
My number one is Yoda laying the smackdown on Luke in The Last Jedi.
I love that one.
It's a good one.
I cried when that happened.
Just basically just be like, you bitch, you failed. Learn from your mistakes. Oh, yeah, by the way, watch me burn down the Jedi Temple.
Because
Yeah. Which Luke
none of
thinks
this means
the texts
anything.
are in. He's like, but you don't even
Yeah.
need those texts.
he's like, there's nothing that's in that tree that Rey doesn't have.
Exactly.
Which people don't get that line, I don't think. I think
No,
people
they
just
don't.
kind of...
Which Rey literally does have the text.
She has the books.
But
and
she also doesn't
and
really
that's
need 'em.
what.
It's
But
like, it's
but
both.
here's the thing. Rey takes the text.
Yeah.
Luke thinks the books are in that tree.
Yeah. And still
Yoda,
can't bring
knowing
himself
the
to burn
entire
it down.
situation, like
Yeah.
we do, burns the tree down and he goes, "There's nothing important in that tree.
Yep.
Rey's got it already."
Yep.
And then you see her. And that's why I love that shot in the last shot where she shuts the shelf
Yes.
and you see that she has
And then
the books.
are back in episode
Oh,
9.
give me chills.
We get the
Dude,
books
I'm
in
tell-
episode 9. But
8 is the greatest. It's the greatest Star Wars movie ever. It's
It
the
is.
greatest movie.
It
it's
really is.
so
Last Jedi is great.
fucking
Kyle, you
good, man.
fucking idiot.
It's so good. I
the
love it
entire
so
internet
much.
has basically just turned to Kyle. It's like whenever we're gonna say you people should love The Last Jedi, it's Kyle.
Yeah.
Hashtag fuck Kyle C. It's easy to remember.
What was that?
Hashtag fuck Kyle C.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a trending hashtag now.
Okay.
You're welcome, Kyle.
You're welcome, Kyle.
Enjoy that wrath.
Oh my gosh.
My number 1. Is this everybody else?
Yep. This is your one?
A minute.
That's it?
I'm gonna let it sit for a second. Ready? Luke and the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Nice.
Number
yeah.
1. I just, if I go, it's my greatest Star Wars moment of all time.
You got to.
It's got to be my number 1 on this
Yeah.
list. I mean, I would, like, when we're doing our 100 list that we announced earlier,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fight for this to be number 1. I just don't see how it can't be.
Yeah, and you can easily make that argument, and nobody could really say that's stupid. You could be like, I like this moment, but yeah, I get that. You can.
There's,
yeah.
I don't think anyone would go, "No, you're dumb for liking that the
Right,
best."
that's what I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
it's
say.
it's so good. Johnny, did you watch Mandalorian? Did you see the ending of season 2 when Luke shows up? That's a no.
Spoiler alert, by the way, yeah.
No, I'm someone who's, I don't mean this in a mean way, like a casual fan. Like, do you remember that when Luke shows up? Okay. I want to get like a casual, like,
Yeah.
I consider my dad a pretty casual fan. Because he'll be like, "Did you see this?" I'm like, "That happened 6 weeks ago." Like,
Yeah.
Okay. For me personally, that's the greatest moment in Star Wars ever. I mean, it's there he goes. Puts it.
The Mandalorian is back.
I just don't think anything can top. It would be very hard to top this moment for me, for Luke Skywalker, for Star Wars. It was just the culmination of them going like, "We're not gonna do that with this show." Whoops! Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And then it just flips it on its head, and I love it. I think it's just. I got nothing else to say. I mean, to me, it's the
not
perfect Star
too
Wars
much more
moment.
that can be said.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Well,
love it.
It's a
so
testament
much.
to it that it was my number 2, Tom's number 2, your number 1, and Luke is arguably.
I'm so shocked it's
Star
not
Wars
number 1.
Star Wars top 3 characters is probably Luke, right?
My top 3.
Well, just for people in general, would say Luke's in probably a top 3.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, for me, it would go Luke, Han, Leia.
Yeah. So the
And then
fact that
Ben.
we all
I
agreed
mean, like-
Mando season 2 is in Luke's top 2 moments, and Luke is in the top 2 or 3 characters.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a
Yeah,
top
it-
2
I
or
mean,
3 moment at the worst. Probably
it's a
top
special
1.
moment, man. I mean, like they
Yeah.
did a whole behind the scenes episode.
Just
I mean,
on him.
like,
How long
Yeah.
was that? A 45 minute?
45
About
minutes
45
of
minutes,
how
yeah.
they kept the secret of it. I mean, like,
Yeah, how they made it and how they
I
kept the
still
secret.
can't believe that didn't get leaked.
And how
I
happy,
still can't believe
how
it.
happy Mark was.
Oh.
He was like, they came to me and asked me to read the script, and
Yeah,
he just kept
I mean,
going on and gushing
Mark
about
was
it.
pretty vocal about not digging how
Right.
episode 8 and 9
But he was
turned
still
out for him.
professional. He was still,
But-
yeah.
But my thing is, Mark's not a fucking writer.
No.
And I think the writing job that Ryan Johnson did on 8 is I will fight anyone on this, and I can argue with you for weeks, but the writing job on 8 is just so solid. Other than the Canto Bite thing, it's just so solid. Because for me, Canto Bite could have gone a different way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You could have done
It
it.
could a different way, and it just would have been a little bit like
Or they could
less
have just
preachy,
found,
less annoying.
Or they could have had Maz actually come and do it
yeah,
for him.
that would have been
Yeah.
the simplest solution.
Right.
To just get Maz. Or that could have been Lando's reintroduction. Just
Yeah.
bring Lando.
Yeah,
for
but
that.
then you wouldn't have that in 9.
That's okay. I mean,
I would have gone with Maz. I would have wanted
Maz
more
is
of
fine.
Maz.
Yeah,
Would you
I like
rather?
Maz
Would
a
you
lot.
rather had Maz help out in 8, or Lando help out in 8, and then vice versa?
No,
the
Maz
question?
hop out in
then
8 and keep Lando
we
in
really
9.
don't get
Okay.
Maz at all in 8, and then we get her like
A little bit
in
in
9.
9.
So
I think she was added in there after
Wait, when was she in 9?
She's on the base.
sweet.
At the Rebel
she
base.
says something sweet, softly, dear
sweet
princess, my sweet
sweet, sweet.
princess.
Oh, that's right. She shows
She's
up
an animatronic.
randomly for
She's
some.
not even animated.
Yeah,
That's an
she's like
animatronic.
randomly
Oh, is
there
she
for a
really?
minute.
Yeah, that's a real practical effect.
I forgot
a
about
puppet,
that.
I guess,
forgot about that completely.
But
Yeah, she's kind of a big, you know,
a big deal in
a
episode
big deal,
7.
and yeah,
and then
oh,
gone.
I
9 a little bit,
I
too.
think the biggest ball that has ever been dropped in Star Wars was them not showing Maz in Solo.
Right?
Mm.
She could have been with Han during the struggle. She could have been the person that helped him at some point.
How do they know?
They
each
could have
other?
rendezvoused at her thing. Like there could have been so much stuff they could have put Maz in.
Well, she is in Battlefront 2, so I guess that's
yes,
the
with
closest we'll
Han
get.
with a beard.
The bearded Han. I don't like
You
him
seen
with a
bearded
beard.
Han?
He's not good with a beard.
I feel like I have seen him.
Do you
I
have
don't
a
like it.
Xbox at all?
No, not anymore.
Sorry,
Just watch it on. That's what I did. I watched Battlefront 2 on YouTube.
I will.
Just watch
Yeah,
it.
I will.
It's a good story.
That's a solid story. It's
Yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah, they've been nailing video games.
Good.
Between that and Fallen Order, like they've been nailing. it.
Man, that Luke and Mando moment. I
Yeah.
just for whatever reason, I know we have like recency bias, and I'm sure there's other things
A
in
little
Star Wars
bit,
that'll
but
be good.
meh.
It's so good. Like it, and that was what 2 years ago, and it's
No,
still
that
stuck-
was
a
that was
year.
last year,
About
2020.
Yeah, about a year.
that was 2020 during the
Christmas
was during
time,
the Pandy
2020.
Wandy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mando hit during the Pandy.
Yeah, October it came out. I remember watching the trailer in queue for Rise of the Resistance because Rise was down for a second, and then the Mandalorian season 2 trailer dropped.
You know what's funny? I remember watching the Mando season 2 trailer on Batu because I texted you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it on Batu also.
That's
That was-
wild. We were there the same day then. Didn't know it.
Well, the trip I met you on officially, like in person, was a year
Was
ago
that
this
then?
week. Yeah,
And I was supposed to meet
That
you
was
that
during
trip, I'm
the
pretty
Mando-
sure,
that
and
was
we
during
couldn't make
Mando?
it happen.
that was during the pandemic. Yeah, 'cause
no.
yeah, the first time I
Yeah.
rode Rise was September of 2020, and it was that trip.
Wow.
Because I tried to get a boarding pass with you on that Saturday, but it was
Yeah.
too busy. And then I landed one when I came back to studios on Tuesday morning. That's when I got boarding group 6.
That's when I saw you on Sunset, right?
Yes.
You and Kyle
Or
and Courtney.
you came in.
It was Sunset because I remember
Yeah,
what I
d-
was buying.
That says a lot because you've bought a lot.
I
Yes.
know, but I remember seeing you and some short ginger fuck.
Kyle sucks, it stupid motherfucking prick.
Oh, check out the
you've met
fourth
Kyle.
mother
That's
box.
what's awesome. You've
Yeah.
already met him.
Oh, he's a good dude.
It's not very
I
smart
can
from
tell.
what you guys are saying. No, just
You know me. I go like, yeah, you're in, or no, you're not,
yeah.
and I'm usually right.
Well, you just yeah.
I'm
You
usually
just
right.
said that you could stay. You know, you could stay on the couch.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah, the
stay on
couch.
my
Yeah,
couch.
yeah.
Hey, I got a
my air
blanket for you,
mattress.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Come stay with me. I got an air mattress and a blanket. You're good.
He can stay on your kid's bed. It's probably too big for him.
Yeah, he can't fill that bed.
Nah.
His mom might.
No.
Ooh.
Mother joke, mother joke, mother joke.
Fourth mother box. That's the real mother
He can
box
just come
right there.
stay over my place, and Jack will squeak at him all night.
Yeah,
Jack will yell his ear off.
he will.
Good
show.
Great show. Man, that Luke and I can't shake that Luke and Mando moment. Like I just keep thinking about like my
Are you
first
gonna
time.
go watch it tonight?
Yeah,
I
watch it
might.
tonight
I
before you
really
go to
might,
bed,
dude. Like I really might. It's so good.
I gotta go get Ben Saber.
Yeah, I got it
That's,
for
And
you.
then watch
that's
it.
the only episode that I've gone back just out of the blue and be like, I want to watch this episode.
I just want to watch the scene.
Yeah,
Like
I watched the whole one
from when they start
and I, like,
when they start punching the door.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, they're fucked.
Yeah. But like I'll put it
I will
on
never
and I'll
forget
do
this
stuff in the
motherfucker
background.
going, that music sucks.
Oh, it was on your fucking top 10 list.
I know. He's such a
The
fraud.
dark saber
Yeah.
music?
He's
I
such
just
a-
think that
No.
sucks.
He's such a fraud. He's like
The,
music,
droid.
Yeah, no, I've always liked the dark
Really?
saber music.
Oh.
It
Oh
was,
no!
it was.
Hey,
Why didn't they
hang
play
on a
Luke's
second.
theme?
No, you didn't. You talk
Yeah.
shit about that whole thing with Luke. You're like, the music for Luke doesn't
That's what
fit.
I just said. The dark saber theme, I was like, it's fine, or the dark trooper theme, it's fine. But I was like, why didn't they play Luke's theme? I am agreeing with
Because
you. Why do you always
they-
think I'm not?
Because that's just how you roll. You said that you didn't like that music.
I agree. I said,
But
it
now you
should've
like
been
it?
Luke's theme. And I've changed
So wait,
my mind.
I still
on
don't understand. Do you like it now or no?
it. Now I do.
Okay.
And I'm agreeing that I said that I didn't.
Oh,
And you guys
okay.
are saying, no, you're lying. And
I'm confused what you meant.
always.
I thought you still meant you didn't like it.
No.
Okay, I was about to say because you do. It's good. Like I think that they did that whole thing
They did. They even said it in
for
the...
casuals to go like it's not Luke until we see him remove
They
the.
said that. And
But
they
I
didn't-
knew it was him when I saw the green saber.
Well, as
with,
soon
you
as
can
you
see
see
the
the
hill,
glove.
and you're
Yeah,
like
the hill.
the glove and
the
the
glove
saber
and the hill. You know it's
confirmed it.
Luke.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
if you
confirmed
know what
it.
you're looking
I mean,
for.
they subtly gave it away, which was nice.
Yeah,
I
they
love
layered
that.
upon layer.
Layered,
Riveted.
yeah.
And then for people who don't know anything about hilts or anything about Luke, they're like the hood's
Yeah,
off.
if
and
you
like,
finally-
oh,
Oh, that guy.
and then it's
Yeah.
you're like it's
Yeah.
Luke. Oh man, I love Star Wars so much, you guys. I love it so much, man. And I'm so excited they get to take Johnny tomorrow to Galaxy's Edge for the first time.
Yeah.
He's never been.
He's like,
We got
I
an
know.
Oga's at like 9:40, so in like 8 hours we have to be at Hollywood Studios.
Getting
That's
lit.
all right.
I'm
And
so fucked. I'm so good. I'm so drunk. I'm gonna be so hungover tomorrow.
I'm getting up in 6 hours for Dak. So
Oh, no.
Yeah, what?
getting up in 6 hours for Dak. So
Oh, for Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
You're gonna get 6 hours for Dak?
I get up at 6 because we leave. I mean, I have to get my AP pass too. I have to go to the ticket window
Good luck.
and show them I'm Florida.
They have
Don't go to
not
guest
been out.
relations. Go to the ticketing window.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Correct.
going.
They will not. Well,
Yeah.
the guest relations.
They were
at-
there tonight. It took 2 hours.
The guest relations
Damn.
at DAC is inside the park anyway. So
Right.
you couldn't get in.
No,
You can do both. You can do inside and outside.
Well, I'm gonna go to the ticket window. Is that where they give me my card? I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll hook you up. Dude, you're a fucking
I
passport.
am.
How's it feel?
It feels surreal. It'll feel different after tomorrow when we like go to DAC for the first time.
You can be
Like,
like,
as
we can come
APs.
whenever we want, as long as there's
Yeah.
reservations available.
Yeah.
Which there is every day except October 1st.
There's
now,
bonus
so.
shit on the weekend they
Yeah.
announce passes.
See,
That's not
I,
good.
I hated, and still I would like it to go away, but now I don't mind it as much because there's always openings.
Yeah, the thing
I
was
hated
when
it for
when
the
when the
longest
revisions
time, but,
first
like,
hit and then like you had
you
to
could
do
never
it,
get in.
you couldn't find it.
Ugh.
You could
that's
never get
annoying.
in anywhere. It's like,
That was
I
the
guess I'll go
COVID
to
like
Epcot.
30%
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that everything's back to normal, we're fine. It's
Let's
fine.
go. Let's go to a park
Everything's
now.
good here.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm fine. How are you?
What?
That's a TK.
We're in conversation anyway.
We're in conversation, right? Look, we got company. What's the line? Luke, we got company. Is that the
Yeah.
line?
We're gonna have company.
We're
Maybe
gonna
something
have
like that.
company. Yeah, something like that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to the episode of Jedi Talk. I'm your host Brad Hughes. You can find me on Instagram at the Brad Ventures and
You got
at
it right.
Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram. Evan, where can they find you on the internet?
Well, I'll probably be watching Mando season 2 finale tonight. Is where you
Me
can find
too.
all of us probably. But
Find me
if
on
you-
Disney Plus.
Right. And I might put it on my story on Instagram, Evan T. Boucher.
And you can follow me at ginger_muscle and at fourth motherbox on Instagram.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. That podcast is fantastic. I've
Thank
listened.
Except for that guy Kyle.
Yeah, he
Fucking
sucks.
asshole.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I've listened to
know.
the last like 12 episodes of your show.
Jesus. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like, it's a good show, and I have
Spectacular.
no time to waste. It's a good
That's
show.
true.
I'm telling you.
You
like,
don't.
I don't. It's a really solid show, and I would tell you if it wasn't, and I wouldn't be nice about it.
Appreciate that.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Jedi Talk. We'll see you on the next show. Until then, stay safe and may the Force be with you.
Always.
Rise, Jedi, Knight.